Schools are a reflection of the community, and this is a community that has always wanted the best for its children.
Education is a partnership. It's a partnership between home, school, and the children, and everything we do really tries to include all of those groups.
Not a day goes by without parents coming into the school, helping the school.
We are dealing with challenging economic times and changes in education. Technology, new learning, it's coming very quickly.
The classroom has changed remarkably. No longer do children sit and do what they're told all day long. They actually drive their own learning.
It's how we went from having 1 or 2 computers to then a smartboard and now to iPads in the classroom.
We work for the public, and our partnership is the most important thing.
And the way the community functions is through the Cold Spring Harbor Educational Foundation. That foundation we see as a way of accelerating integration of technology into the classrooms so that we can touch more students and see more results quicker than we would be able to as a district independently.
So I just want to say that we're very fortunate to have had the Cold Spring Harbor Educational Foundation fund this laboratory that we have at Cold Spring Harbor High School. This is really a state-of-the-art molecular biology laboratory that affords our students opportunities that most schools cannot afford them.
I am getting some fruit flies with autistic traits and autistic genetic mutations, and I'm observing them compared to a control group of normal fruit flies, and I want to see their social behaviors in certain situations, and I also eventually want to see their protein makeups.
I'm using worms to test if low blood sugar affects mental disorders and causes them.
So a program like this is quite different than a typical classroom is. Here the students come with ideas, propose those ideas to me, and really dictate what they do themselves rather than a conventional classroom where the teacher is the one that dictates what they learn on a given day.
It gets kids to be independent and think for themselves and to be creative, but in a kind of scientific way as opposed to artistic way.
It is outside the realm of the core courses, and it's a fairly expensive program. The materials in the labs are quite expensive, they're very specialized, and as such, funding is very important. This is something, especially with the 2% tax cap, that outside money is a huge impact on something like this.
eSpark has done for us is it has given us the content and the programs that we need for the students that do need that extra help, while in a tailored fashion given us the applications to challenge the students who are perhaps ahead of the rest of the class, so that regardless of what level the student is performing at, the program provides material that is appropriate for them to keep them excited and keep them engaged.
eSpark is a wonderful program which caters to each one of the students' abilities. It takes previous data on the kids and it really focuses on where they were struggling.
And I also get to learn at my own pace, because everyone has to work at their different paces.
So some kids might not be able to do two-digit addition, while other kids are struggling with multiplication. So you can have 2 different kids working on eSpark, just really focusing on their goals.
I get to learn, and I don't have to wait for other people. I can learn at my pace and get more done.
It's wonderful to see young kids have the vocabulary that they have around technology.
I'm working on reading nonfiction and making KWL charts.
And the iPad, the eSpark, is just a great way to help a kid who, number one, is a reluctant reader. They love technology.
iPads give young kids a very strong voice in schools.
Because I'm learning by myself, and if I don't understand, I can re-watch the video or redo the app.
Technology create an environment in a classroom that's more independent.
Well, in the beginning we were with the teacher, and now, since we know more of the iPad, we're not really with her that much.
Having autonomy, learner-led activities provide children with confidence.
I do this by myself, and they give me directions.
I like that I get to choose what I want to do during certain times that we can choose.
Well, it makes me feel more proud of myself that I don't need a teacher and I could use it by myself.
Their thought is probably that they're going to get to play on iPads, and the reality is while they're really learning on iPads.
Because it's really fun.
This app, Hungry Fish, you're learning how to make the sum by putting different bubbles together into the fish. We're trying to put these numbers together, get to 53 on 9. 23 and 20 equals 43.
And it's also, they're getting immediate feedback, whereas before they used to have to wait for a teacher's attention, for a teacher to correct a paper, to give you back the feedback that you needed. Now it's instant.
Sometimes I'm so good at the iPad that I teach my teacher things.
The thing about Virtual Enterprise is that it's a bunch of intellectuals all together in this one business program that really shows you what the business world is like.
Students also now have the opportunity to practice all types of management and business skills that previously they haven't had the opportunity to do, especially in a classroom.
So we had to do a tremendous amount of work. We had to make the product, we had to start the business, we had to get all the financials done.
We built the company from the ground up, from marketing, finance, administration, human resources.
This goes beyond a straight-laced business accounting class. This is all about kids connecting with other schools, creating a business.
It's unlike any other learning you've ever had before because your teacher isn't your teacher. She's the facilitator, so you don't come to her, ask her questions as a teacher. You come to her and ask her questions and she'll give you suggestions, ideas, but really it's you and your classmates who are the ones who have to come to an agreement.
They are truly building skills that will be directly applicable to their careers in the future.
Well, there's no textbook in this classroom.
We actually have worries because we have to hit deadlines for Virtual Enterprise and all that.
It's not like you go home and do chapter 5 out of your AP Echo textbook. You're going to go home and you're going to think, hey, what do I have to do tomorrow to help the class and help the team get their product out?
They're looking at, one of the students was saying, I saw a candy bar, you know, I look at my Kit Kat differently now. And I said, that's perfect. I mean, and I asked her, what do you see now when you look at the Kit Kat? Because I just see it and I eat it. So what do you see? And she says, I wonder, you know, how much of that is in production? Where are the factories? How much does this bar really cost? How are they marketing it?
Well, it's huge and it's coming into play when I'm deciding like what colleges to go to. Some colleges don't offer the same programs I want now, and like I only know that from this class.
It's real experiences and you're learning how to solve problems for yourself, not without a teacher helping you. And that's really valuable because in the real world, you're going to do your job or you're going to get fired if you don't.
It's a lot of hard work with everything that goes into it, but at the end, it's very satisfying knowing that you did a good job.
The Cold Spring Harbor Educational Foundation has really been a partner with us as far as opening the eyes of students to different career paths they can take.
If this was the class of the future, it would better prepare everyone collectively.
This is the classroom of the future. If you don't have these classes, you're not going to know what you want to go into college. So many kids go into business and they go into those things like different like accounting and all this stuff, and they don't know what they're doing. Without this class, I would be going into college blindsided.
School is also now going to be about how to prepare you to have skills for careers that don't exist yet.
One of the most important things we're doing in order to give our children the future that they deserve is to work with an educational foundation, and these are people who are committed to making our schools the best that they can be.
6 iPads assigned to a classroom, we might have 18 students there. They really can't wait for the opportunity to get that technology in their hands.
It'd be awesome if every child can have an iPad for a lesson.
By working on the iPad, learning is fun.
In the end, obviously, it's really all about the kids.
To be competitive in a global market, our kids have to be able to use technology effectively.
Primary goal is to really give children the best educational program that we can to keep up with changing times and the challenges of the times. And one of the ways that we've been able to do this is working with the foundation.
And so our work with the foundation is critical because we need the input of the community as to what they see our role, and we need to help them understand what our role is.
This is a community that wants to find a way to keep their students at the top of the nation in terms of what they learn and what their futures are going to be.
This is learning by experience. It's hands-on. Normally, it's stuff you won't learn until you graduate, but we're learning it now. So we're ahead of the game.